Hey, before we kick off today's show, we want to talk about the presenting sponsor. You guys already know that's Miller Lite. From holiday gatherings and office parties to fireside conversations and football Sundays, winter means more moments with the coolest people in your life. Make these moments even better with Miller Lite, the great tasting light beer. For people who love beer, a new year is a perfect time for friends, family, and great tasting light beer. Tastes like Miller time. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. It hits different than other light beers. I see nothing incorrect with anything that I've just said.
Yeah. Can I tell you something that's throwing me off a little bit is that you're in a winter hat, and I don't think I've ever seen that before, and it's throwing me off.
I saw Dave gave me a weird look.
Yeah,
for that
I can't.
too.
It's the most odd, awkward.
You need, in order to like balance things out, so my brain doesn't broken. I feel like we got to hand you a Miller Lite because I'm used to seeing you in Miller Lite stuff, holding Miller Lite, drinking Miller Lite. I'm not used to this hat.
He walked in today, and
It's he's trying to. I don't know. He's going. Thank you, Danny.
The universe is back.
All right,
in
so now
on
it
its
is.
axis.
It is Ed. It is actually
I'm
Ed.
getting ready. I'm supposed to be going on a nice little snowmobile trip in a couple weeks.
You
You
look
gotta
like
have some Miller. It's up there.
Yeah.
look like you're getting
To
ready.
Minocqua.
Yeah.
Look like you're getting ready for a rap battle. B-Rabbit.
It's not out of the question. I'll be drinking Miller Lite. Who's calling you?
It's
I
Miller
don't know.
time.
Yeah,
This is alarm.
That's the alarm, yeah.
Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/midshow to find delivery options near you. Or let's be honest, it's Miller Lite. You could find it pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. It tastes like Miller time. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, bang, bang. Welcome to the Mid Show, presented by Miller Lite. Great interview coming for you in about 5-10 minutes. We were joined by Alex Brown, former member of the Bears.
I
He
love
also
this
does
guy.
the post-game show on NBC Sports Chicago. Honestly, like we just planned our standard interview to go like 20 minutes. So we ended up talking to him for an hour.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long interview. It's going to be the majority of today's show, but it was such a good conversation we decided to leave it all in. So it's a lot of fun.
He's telling great stories from the glory days. You know, those
Reminiscing.
early 2000s,
Yeah.
and like he doesn't really hold back about this team either. Like he lets it rip about Fields and the coaching staff and what they should do. And
Yeah, which is rare.
Yeah,
Which is rare.
He's like the only guy who had almost a 10-year career who is still a fan. You know, like it seems like he like just goes in and out of player mode, fan mode.
that was
pretty
my favorite part.
seamlessly.
Yeah.
He's just like us.
He was just like us.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah,
He's getting fresh. He's
Good
like,
dude.
well, we could trade it. He's like, but then, like, just like all the same fuckery going on in our heads with the Bears is also going on in his head, which is kind of reassuring in a way.
Former NFL players. They're just like us.
Yep.
Yeah. How you doing, Danny?
I'm good. It's the North Pole outside, but
North Pole
it's getting
inside.
better.
It got better. It's
getting better.
It's almost
Yeah.
20 degrees out.
Light years better in this room today than it did yesterday.
at 20 degrees is like the Bahamas compared to yesterday's North Pole.
My dog will be able to shit without fucking wanting to die.
Without it freezing,
nice.
freezing mid-dump. I have to yank it out.
How did you cried at the sleepover?
I've heard that from many places.
This did not happen. Let me remind you guys, the same guy who told everyone I fucked Ice Spice. He has a really good way of making lies believable. I slept over at Nick Traney's last week with Mook and Rudy, and we were just playing board games, hanging around, and then he went on the yak and just decided to say that we had a heart-to-heart like you do at grade school sleepovers, and that I cried. And he said that it was just like a cry you needed to let out too, which is even worse.
Your crush doesn't like you? Oh, like
And
what grade
he-
school?
Well, yeah, what's ailing you, Danny?
He was trying to make it sound like it was like deep personal issues. Big Cat asked like, so what did Danny kind of cry about? He just goes, yep. Big Cat goes, oh, and they stopped talking about it. So like it got awkward. even.
yeah.
Sounds real.
Yeah, and I was talking to the Viva TV producer, just conveniently leaving that part out in tomorrow's episode.
So 2 truths and a lie. You cried at the man sleepover. You fucked Ice Spice. And you sell drugs in a trench coat in Wrigleyville on the weekends.
This is 3 lies.
That's not the game.
I don't use a trench coat.
Well, all right. Glad that's not true. Maybe it is. Let's do a little national before we get into the Alex Brown interview. Pretty shitty weekend overall with the NFL playoffs. However, I did think about this over the weekend. Dave, I think you owe the Detroit Lions fans a little bit of an apology.
Yeah, no, a little bit.
Which is fine. It's okay to apologize.
Not for
you
Dave.
know what is very, very weird? I hadn't even thought about that until you just brought it up.
Why does he owe him an apology?
He was all
I
about,
was-
they're still Detroit. They got the stink until they do. He was like, he didn't believe
I mean,
that
they're still the Lions. Come on. I mean, it's the best iteration of a Lions team we've ever seen in our lives. And
They'll
it's
probably
like,
be favored again this weekend at home against
Who
the
they got it?
Bucks.
Bucks.
oh, yeah. I mean,
So, like, yeah, they very well could be in an NFC championship.
but they've beat, I mean, yeah, they could. Yeah, sure.
I think
Well,
I
being
said-
what? Were you going to put down the Rams? The Rams are fucking
Right,
hot as they were hot as fire.
yeah.
I do think I was the guy on this show saying a long time ago that I think that they can win the NFC.
Then come mid-season, we were all like, "Yeah, they look like
Well,
fucking-"
because they lost the Bears,
and
so that
and
taints
they
our
should have
view.
lost twice to the Bears,
Right.
And they
But
lost
they're
to a
playing-
lot
they're
of
playing great.
Yeah,
They're playing
they
great.
played a good game and they won by 1. I don't know. The Bucks obviously looked awesome too.
They're a 6.5 point favorite.
Yeah, Philly's broken though.
Yeah.
Philly
Not
might be the
taking
worst
anyone-
team
yeah.
in football, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you started the season from scratch right now, Philly might be the worst team in football.
Nah.
A bottom
right,
5
all right.
team. They were playing
They're playing horrible.
worse than the Bears.
Horrible,
The last stretch of the season.
Yeah, but they would still beat the Bryce Young.
Yeah.
What would the
Yeah,
Lions
I-
have to
bottom
do to get
5
that
team.
stink off them?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm curious about. I mean, here's
They
the
won
thing.
the division. They won a playoff
Okay,
game. So if they go
okay.
to the NFC Championship game, is that enough?
I don't even know that it is because I don't expect them to be this good next year either. I think the rest of the division is going to get better. I think Green Bay heading into, I mean, obviously the Lions still have at least 1 game left to play. I do think even if they do end up winning the Super Bowl, starting from scratch again into this offseason, the Green Bay Packers are probably the best team in that division, right? So it's like, I don't know. If you're hanging your hat on, I mean, obviously they could win the Super Bowl this year. That egg on my face, I was completely wrong. However, if there's no like sustained success at all,
See, I don't know about
I don't
that.
agree with
I'm
that.
still I don't even. I'm not quite sure they can win the NFC. I think San Francisco's too good.
I
Yeah.
know. I mean, any
was
given
just-
Sunday.
But
type
if they
deal.
if
Stranger
the
things have
Lions are in the
happened.
NFC Championship game, like that's
That's a big win.
that's incredible.
of course, yeah, good for
I mean, yeah, it just
Definitely.
happened 4 days ago, but now our team is tied for 4th in the longest playoff winning drought streak. It's the Dolphins, the Raiders, the Commanders, and then the Jets and the Bears are tied at 13 years. So, like, we technically have more recency
Oh
stink.
no, I am. Their stink has nothing to do with the Bear stink. I'm saying it is I know stink when I see it. That's still. I mean, they're still a Lions. Come on. Do you expect them this? I mean, we can call this a run if you want.
they're a pretty good team.
They're pretty good, yeah.
But
like it's the best team they've ever had, and we're like, oh yeah, they're pretty good. They're a pretty good team.
I think they got a quarterback who's got a chip on his shoulder. I think they have a legitimate number 1 wide receiver. I think they got one of the best tight ends in the game. They
Great
got a
offensive line.
They got a great 1-2 combo at running back, and they got a pass rusher.
They got like 4 fucking running backs. Yeah,
No, you're right. I don't like. Certainly, the Packers are gonna look like they're pointing up, and the trajectory's high.
as are the Bears. I would.
I'll reassess.
Do you think the Lions are going to get better from this version of the Lions moving forward?
Yeah,
and,
it's
and granted,
possible.
I
I
have
don't
no
know
idea
what
what their cap situation. I haven't dug into it, but like if they went 8-9 last year, would anybody be surprised?
what?
If they went 8-9 next year, would anybody
Next year? I
And
mean,
then
that's life
if
in the
they're-
NFL.
Of course.
I don't think they are more due for a correction than anybody else. But yeah, I think they have good bones on that team in general.
I think like listen.
I think their defense could improve, and then the team would get better.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
I
'cause-
will gladly admit I don't know that I'm wrong yet.
well, you seem like you had no
There's only 8
barrier
teams
for
left playing.
success for them.
I mean, they won.
They won a lot of games this year, dude. I don't know why it's so hard.
They played 6 of those games against very bad teams. What did they finish in the division last year? 2nd or 3rd?
Did they play the Vikings with Cousins? Because if Cousins steps in and that Vikings team is still the same, that's a good North team next year too. So
Yeah.
I think that's your best argument. But Yeah,
I mean,
don't know.
obviously they're not the 0-16 Lions.
And 6 bad teams. You said the Packers are still in the playoffs too. They're one of the last 8 teams.
Yeah, you're right.
left, too.
You're right. You're right.
You might
I
have
don't
to.
know. They the Lions. If the Bears were playing the Lions in the playoffs tomorrow, I would expect the Bears to win.
What?
Oh, brother.
You might have to dress as Detroit Don if the Lions make it
Yeah.
far enough.
Yeah, if the Lions make the Super Bowl, you got to dress as Detroit.
No,
Tigers.
I don't.
Well, then you must not think they're that stinky.
Yeah, why would you not?
I just said they're not that stinky.
If
I'm
you
saying
said-
organizationally. That's
you
what
said you
I
thought
meant.
the Bears, who
I
just saw them just look fucking limp and lifeless against the Packers,
against the
would
Packers
beat the
at
Detroit
Lambeau
Lions.
Field, who they always historically play. Of course, yeah, that's you're a different team. Matchups are different. They beat the shit out of the Packers or the Lions for an entire game and three
I
quarters
think
of
they
another
would be
game.
a touchdown favorite at least.
Probably, and I would still expect the Bears to win because I don't think the Lions are some Super Bowl team. If they were in the if a better and you can't argue. I hate arguing hypotheticals, but like they're the best of the. They were the worst division winner probably. One of them, them and the Bucks.
Dude, the Bucks was by far. Yeah,
I think it's going to be a better game than you guys are giving them credit for.
I'm not
right now.
counting the Bucks out at all. Don't get me wrong, but
The, and
I
the
just,
Eagles are broken for sure.
and like of course, like Goff is acceptable to doing a Goff thing, where he fades back into bad habits. But that's all I was just gonna say was that I think that was the best game of the weekend. So,
See, I think it's the 49ers and the Ravens, and then it's kind of everybody else. And then
it's even though the Chiefs are peaking at what seems like the right time.
I don't fully trust them.
I
either,
agree, but they and the Bills are kind of peaking too.
I would wonder if how that game would have played out against Miami if it wasn't negative 59. It felt like the Chiefs were more built for that.
Miami's fraudulent though.
Yeah, they are.
You don't want to be Detroit Don if they make the Super Bowl?
No,
Why? It'd be funny for the show.
for you.
Oh, sorry. All right, then. We could toss it to Alex Brown. Dave?
Whoosh.
All right, here we are. We're in the interview portion of the show. We're joined by former Bear, Alex Brown. Alex, man, I feel like we've been mixing it up on Instagram for years now, but we've never talked, not even in person. I'm just happy to be virtually with you here. Welcome to the show. Thanks for doing this, dude.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have been talking for a while, and I'm like, God dang, man, I need to get on the show, man. What's up?
I know you need to get you in the office next time, shoot some hoops, see
Correct.
everything. Next season for sure when you're in town.
Long drive competition.
Agreed.
We got it all here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but y'all in like some type of like vortex freeze or some shit going on. So I can't.
yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I can't do that now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We should have gone to you.
Yeah.
Yes, but it is like 15 degrees in Atlanta, so it's kind of crazy here right now.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 14 in Dallas. And
everything's
everything. You guys are
frozen.
feeling it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's nuts.
All right, so Alex, obviously we're gonna get into the Bears here. I'm not feeling great. I'll be honest. Like I just if you could talk me off the ledge, like how are you feeling after everything? Honestly, like the way the season was trending up, and then I keep saying it. That last Packers game just completely broke me. Like how do you feel about the outlook of the team, especially after that loss?
Yeah, that loss sucked. I mean, it always sucks to lose to Green Bay. I mean, I try to tell people that you got to give us time, players, because I'm from Florida. So when I come in to Chicago, I don't know that I'm supposed to hate Green Bay, right? I have no idea. Like I remember, hell, I was just a Tampa Bay fan and we sucked all the time until I got to Chicago, and then Tampa wins the damn Super Bowl. So it's like, what is happening? Like, God. So you got to give us some time, and then once we know, then it hurts. Like it hurts. Like we really players that play there for a while. You know, if you play there more than you get a second contract there, then you pretty much got a feel for how the fans feel about it, and now it truly means something. So watching that game, I see my expectations are different. I think like
How so?
I thought our defense would play. I thought our defense would play well, but I don't think I was like. I don't think I thought like we'd win. No, I didn't think we'd win. I didn't think we'd score enough. Yeah, our defense would play well. And when I walked into I do the show for NBC, So I walked into the green room with Lance, and I was like, listen, we got to hold them to 17 in order to win. That's the only way we're going to win. We did that, and we still lost. See, we got to score points. We can't score points, even though we've been better over, the last 3 years. I think we scored 18 points 2 years ago, 19 points last year, and then 22 points this year. It's not enough. And I think the Green Bay thing is a mental thing. You guys are old enough to know that when Lovey came here in 2004, first thing he said, we're going to beat Green Bay. Me, I'm in my 2002, 3. This is my third year, and I'm like, have you seen the last couple games? Beating that team up north ain't an easy task. Like, it's a little different. So, but you got to change that mindset, and you got to go whoop them, and you really got to whoop them. You either got to have a very, very dominant defense, or you need a real good quarterback. We haven't really had the really good quarterback. We had I think, good quarterback play at times over the years, but we've always had that defense and always could run the football. So if you can do that, then you can beat them. But they're kind of the standard in a way. When I was coming through, if you can beat Green Bay, then you got a shot, So
it sounds like just find another Devin Hester is how the Bears get back to win the division.
Well, and an Urlacher, and a Briggs, and a Tommy Harris, and a Mike Brown. Yeah, you're going to need all those guys.
Yeah.
So considering what you just said, they got to hold them to 17, which they did, but they kind of had their way with them in the air. They threw it for over 300 yards. Also couldn't get a stop there at the end to give the offense another shot. Is that a passing day for the defense in your eyes?
If you're going to grade them.
If you hold a team to 17 points, you should win. Yes, you should win.
That's fair.
Now, Lovey kept pushing it. Lovey kept pushing that envelope, and we'd hold teams to 17, and then in the meeting, behind closed doors, he'll push that number down. And then it'll be 15. Then it'll be 14. Hell, we were at 13 at one point. I'm telling you, I was like, God dang, so we can't. Not only was it 13, he would give us minors if we didn't score. It's like, coach, so what you want is for us to give up 6 at the end of the day. We give up 13, but we score on defense, so that take away 7 of it. It's like, man, it was hard. It was high expectations, but we had the players to do it, and everybody was in that 24 to 27 range. So everybody was in their prime, and we could go, man. So it was a lot of fun.
But that's why those defenses were so special, and why we look back on them so fondly. Because you tell me that, and I don't hear I don't visualize a room that was like, what the fuck, that's bullshit. You guys are probably like, all right, let's do it. How are we gonna do it?
Right.
Correct. Yeah. That's how it was. It was like, okay, no, you know what? That sounds good, coach. That sounds good. Let's do that. Yeah. And then we go through that process of trying to shut people out, trying to see. We go into Carolina game, we get 10 sacks. And then the next week we come back and we got to go down to Tampa, who has a really good defense. This was in 2005, and they have a really good defense. Now we got to go win the game without getting the 10 sacks, right? So we got to, if we don't score on defense, we got to put the offense in position to score. And I think that's what we didn't do this year as much. Again, in that Tampa game, referring back to that, we got a sack, caused a fumble on the 1 yard line. Now, it took us 3 plays to get in, but that's okay. I mean, we still got in, we scored a touchdown, and that was it, So, once you figure out the formula, how to win, I don't care how you win. The bottom line is winning. That same year, Pittsburgh was almost out of the playoffs. We're on a 7-game winning streak. We go up to Pitt. They beat us. I'm going to guess 21-10, 21-13 or something. They were almost out of the playoff picture. They beat us. They didn't lose another game the rest of the season because they found what worked for them to win. That's it. They didn't lose another game. Won the Super Bowl in Detroit, sent the bus out like you're supposed to, winning a damn Super Bowl. So if you find how to win, you find your players, you find what they do well, and you do that. I ain't got no problem with it. Like, let's go do it. The problem I had with Getsy is I don't think that he put the guys in the best position to win every single time. Now, it all comes down to execution, right? So I always refer back to a lot of things that I did. And when I played, we're in a huddle. And Ron Rivera is calling stuff that we didn't like. I hated when Lance Briggs would blitz. I hate when Urlacher would blitz because that makes me have to stay outside of the tackle because we got other guys coming in these gaps.
Mm-hmm.
If I have the option of going inside or outside, then now I can play around with this tackle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd make a call, Ron would make a call, and Urlacher, we get in the huddle, and as soon as Lack called a play, everybody's face go down like, God dang. He stops everything, just cusses everybody out. Like, I don't give a, like, what he called, we're going to make him right. All right, cuz. All right, chill out. Like, okay, we're going to make him right. Like, like, all right, dang. Yeah. He was like that. Like, he didn't play no games. But he didn't, like, pull punches with anybody. Mm-hmm. If you didn't do your job, he was on you.
That checks out because he told us that when we talked to him last year in Arizona, and he hates when people blame coaching. Yeah. Like he's very much on like, hey, it's the fucking 11 on D, 11 on offense.
Correct.
And that's who we're talking about. Yeah.
He hates execution, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it does
when the play goes. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say this year it seemed like the defense got a lot better after Montez Sweat came in. It seems like he had a big impact on the play. How much credit does he deserve for kind of, being an impact guy, which makes everyone else's job easier? Or when you're watching, did the whole unit as a whole get better? Did Eberflus and his play calling get better as the year went along? Or is it really like, hey, we finally got a dude in an important position?
I think we got a dude, like, let's stay relative here. So I think we got a dude for this team.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got a dude. I don't think anybody's going to say that Sweat is on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Right. So I don't think in that sense, but yeah, for this team, we got a dude that can be that guy for this team and then put the other guys in the position that they're comfortable with. Remember when, and I know it was a long time ago, but Eddie Jackson was a Pro Bowler, all-pro, free safety, and next year they try to make him a strong safety. Just totally different damn position. Like, what are we doing? Like, why would you move an all-pro? Same way with Kyle Long when he made the Pro Bowl. Well, you know what? Let's move him to tackle, or I think he made the Pro Bowl at one of the positions, then we moved him to guard or something. It's like, what are we doing? Like, just leave him there. Devin Hester is the greatest punt returner ever. We don't really want to pay him like for a punt returner, so let's make him a receiver. What? Like, you're screwing with stuff. Like, just leave that alone. Just let them be what they are. When Sweat came in, Sweat just allowed guys to be in their right position. 2 years ago, we wanted Mooney to be – we went into the season with Mooney as the number one receiver. Mooney's not a number one receiver.
Right.
So he's out of position as it is, right? You're asking him to do stuff that he can't do. So you bring in a guy like DJ Moore. DJ's that dude. I don't give a damn what you do as far as coverage or rolling the coverage over the top. It doesn't matter. He can beat it. He's used to beating it. So you put guys in position. Urlacher, we just brought up Urlacher. Think about this. Lack came in as a Sam linebacker. He came in as a safety.
Right.
They put him as Sam linebacker. He stunk. Okay? Like, just bad. Right? And Roosevelt Colvin beat him out. Like, Roosevelt won that job. So Lack is just there. Like, all the media is, why would you ever draft a guy from New Mexico? What are you doing? And the middle linebacker gets hurt, and we're talking 6 feet apart. 6 feet. Like, the position at Sam Backer, the damn middle linebacker. Yeah. We're talking about a bus, and then we're talking about a Hall of Famer, no question. In my opinion, that's the coach's job, to put players in position to get the most out of their talent. That's it. Like, and we did that with him. We've done that with a lot of other players, but for some reason, the quarterback position over the past couple of years, the last couple of coaches that we've had, hasn't been able to do that, in my opinion, because it requires putting the quarterback in a vulnerable position, and he might get hurt. Well, we all might get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if his best asset is running, how are you going to take that away from him? Why'd you draft him?
Yeah.
You didn't draft him to take a special ability away from him.
Yeah, no, that's true. And with this defense, what do you see that makes you really bullish? You're like, all right, I see this vision where this is what's really great and what is like not there yet. Like, what makes you a little nervous and they need to like really check in on here in the offseason?
That the last half of the season, they were in the top 5 in a lot of categories, and I don't think we have the talent yet. I don't see that. It was hard enough for Lovey when he got here, but Urlacher was already here, Briggs was already here, Peanut, Vasher, myself. He traded Marty Booker to get Ogunleye. So he used his first 2 picks to get Tommy Harris and Tank Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So he just added a couple pieces to a lot of things that was already here. What Eberflus has had to do is kind of revamp the whole thing. Like, there's very few guys that are still left on this team from a couple years ago. So, and then you see it start happening. Very similar to from 2004. I thought we were a bad football team. We didn't do a whole lot right. We scored on defense some in 04, but in 05, we started out that season awful. We were 1-3. I think people forget that. We were 1-3, and then something happened, and we started to go. I saw that this year. With that defense, something happened, and it had a lot to do with Sweat, and then everybody getting in their position and then really starting to believe in what Eberflus was talking about, and things started to go. Like, at some point during the season, you almost were excited about watching the defense because you knew they were going to come out and they were going to play. Like, the defense is going to get after it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what, right? So that's the feeling I want. Now, throw in a Briggs, throw in a Mike Brown, give me a Tommy Harris. And, yeah, I mean, I think the kid Turner out of Alabama, I think he's a hell of a player.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be a hell of a player. You give me another pass rusher, sign Jalen Johnson, right? You need him in the fold, so you got to get him signed. And then give me a middle linebacker that can go, that can match up and be one of those guys, because you got Edwards, you got Edmonds. Edmonds, I think, is you get put in position a lot where he just can't keep up with somebody. Jameer Gibbs can't run with him. We need somebody that can.
Yeah.
We need somebody in the middle that can. I think he get put in he got a man-on-man coverage or something like that. I think he gets put in a bad situation. But I think an upgrade there, yeah, we need a 3 technique.
Yep.
So a 3 technique in Eberflus defense. Lovey went out and spent his first 2 draft picks in a 3 technique. So that's what we need. We need that guy. So we still got needs, but what makes me so bullish is that we don't have any of these things, that we played pretty damn good football down the stretch of this season. So pretty bullish on that. I don't know how it's going to work with keeping Eberflus.
Did you agree with that decision?
Well, that was my next question, because it sounds like you're in on Fields and Eberflus. Based on that,
say again?
It sounds like on that last answer that you're in on both Eberflus and Justin Fields.
Nah.
No.
You know better than that. You know. I'm Eberflus. Okay, so I just don't understand how it works. I don't understand an OC. To go get an OC, are they gonna make a lateral move to come here? That's just tough. OCs usually, they usually get a head coaching job, right?
Right.
Unless you're Eric Bieniemy, you got to leave quite possibly the greatest quarterback ever to go somewhere else to prove that you can do it without it.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you got to go get an unproven quarterback's coach to come be an OC, right? If you keep Eberflus. If it works out and you're right, in 2 years, you're going to have to get another one because he's going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Become a head coach. So, like, I just don't understand how it works. If, let's say if we keep Justin Fields and in 2 years it works out, you pay Justin Fields $250 million, but now the OC leaves. How does that work? That's crazy, right?
Kind of box yourself in.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, let's say you do the same with the OC, but then you draft Caleb Williams or one of the quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels or whoever, Drake May. You draft one of those quarterbacks, this guy kind of grooms them and gets them ready to go. And his second year, maybe even like next year. I mean, you make the playoffs. But then that guy's now he's being talked about as being a head coach. So now you either have to fire Eberflus and make him the head coach, very similar to what Tampa did when they got rid of Lovie Smith and kept their offensive coordinator, or you got to let him go and start that process all over. So keeping Eberflus just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense outside of, well, the continuity of the defense. I like that.
Do you think?
But that's it. That's it.
Do you think I like that? That's as clear as day. That's hiding in plain sight to all of us. Do you think that Poles knew that and knows that, and that Kevin Warren knows that? And do you think that came from higher above them, or do you think that was actually their call?
Man, that is that's a tough one, because we all know some of those things do come from above them. Yeah, it's your job to make that call. But yeah, I'm gonna make that call. I know that stuff does happen. Sometimes, that stuff do happen. But they have to know. I mean, we're talking about
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they have to know it. I get they don't always do what we want them to do as fans, but they're still really smart at football, like most of them. So yeah, they see it. I don't know why they did it, and I haven't ruled out that they're still talking to people. If the right head coach comes, I mean, I don't think Eberflus is just out.
You can't float that out there.
No. But here's the thing, though. You see, Atlanta interviewed both Harbaugh and Belichick, and I'm not saying obviously those are the crown jewels, right? I'm not saying one of them, but you got to think that if they hear more through the grapevine that Harbaugh is more serious and it's not going to be as you got to think that they at least have to listen at some point.
I don't think you can do that press conference arm in arm at the end of the year with Eberflus and Poles, be like, this is my guy, blah blah blah, and then 3 weeks later be like, it was Harbaugh all along.
I think you can.
Why can't
I hope
you?
they do.
Why
but,
can't you?
Yeah.
But
why can't
why
you?
even have the joint press conference then?
I don't know.
Because
it makes it tough for the next guy.
Circumstances change. Circumstances change. At that moment, it could have been they were lockstep, and 2 weeks later, circumstances change. They're no longer lockstep.
Now,
you got to do what's best for the organization.
Yeah. Alex, you were here when what I would call, it was like the glory years of our lifetime.
Yeah, they were.
We were,
for sure.
we were, too young for the 80s. So you guys, you're our team that we think back on so fondly. In that time, did you feel like you had all the best resources? If you talk to other guys around the league, were the Bears known as hey, this is a first-rate organization?
As far as I know, I mean, I was drafted here, so I didn't know any other organization. My best friend, Andre Davis, played at Cleveland, so I know we're better than him. so I don't know. I mean, that's what I knew, and they were great for us. So I never went to Platteville. So everything was at Bourbonnais, and you go to training camp, everybody loves you. It was great. We were awful, but hey, everybody loved us. So everything was good. Everything seemed cool. And we didn't know that. I mean, the McCaskies weren't going to pay a whole lot, right? They weren't gonna do that. And then we started to see that change a little bit. But then I thought the money was going to other places. Forget the safety we got back then. Archuleta.
Adam
Archuleta.
God, I was like, whoa, we paid how much for him? Okay, all right. I mean, it's not my money, so I'm happy for Archuleta, but god dang, we need a player.
I forgot all about that.
He was very bad
after
they signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was not good. And then you let other guys go. And this is when we get into players giving their opinion, actual players on the team giving their opinion on who they want to stay and who they don't want to stay. DJ Moore giving his opinion on Justin Fields. I mean, we wanted Chris Harris to stay. He ended up at Carolina. Okay, I'm sure there are a lot of people wanted Greg Olsen to stay. Ended up at Carolina. It's just this happens. This is the business side. We have nothing to do with it. And people get cut. Olin, we all know Olin. So we have about 30 guys my rookie year, about 30 guys in the rookie room, and every day people get cut. So you're down to 27, you're down to 22, and then it's Like, damn, you get down to 9 and you just kind of feel terrible. Like, God dang. And then Olin kind of calls you off to the side. He's like, hey, man, what's up? What's going on? You all right? Yeah, man, they fucking cutting everybody, man. Damn. He's like, would you ever rather have been you? Well, then let's go to work. All right, cool. Let's go to work. It's like, all right, because he put stuff like so like real, and it's like, okay, yeah, I feel bad, but hell no, I wouldn't rather have been me. No.
That's a good point. That's a good point, though, Alex, because it's like the same thing. Like you're bringing up DJ, and a lot of people said people are spinning being okay with Eberflus staying, saying like, oh, the defense played for him. They played hard for him. They came out at the end. Montez Sweat spoke highly of him in the press conference. Do you buy into that? Where if they did fire him, like the defense isn't just going to stop playing hard, right? Like that's not a thing.
Yeah.
No. The defense still going to play hard. Like, but 05, we were number 1 defense in the league. 06, I think we're number 2 actually, but we still believe we were number 1. So,
you were
Ron
number
Rivera
1.
leaves. You think we wanted him to leave?
No.
And we wanted him to stay. They didn't take a vote. You see it. He had to go. Yeah. You know, like that's just it. And we came out in 07. We stunk. And I think we were like 22nd in the league in defense. But we went and played hard. You know, you're going to go do your job because it is your job, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to go do it. So I don't care who's there or who's not. Then we come in and Urlacher, this is a year. We hadn't won a game without Urlacher up until this point. First game of the year against Green Bay, he gets hurt, broke his wrist or something. And he's out for the season. Shit, you don't think people want to quit? It's like, what? Wait a minute. Oh, shit. Like, Lack gone? Like, I think we ended up 9-7, I think, that year. I really believe that was another chance during that window for us to have a really, really good team. Like a really, really, and have a shot at it. But Lack's out. I mean, without question, your best player over the last 10 years. Like he's just, you lose him, it's hard to replace him. It's hard to replace that production. He's a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer for a reason. So, that sucked.
And I do say that, but then I think Lance did have some issue with the one Trestman year he played.
Oh, yeah.
that was one. Yeah.
You didn't have any overlap with Trestman, right?
I had no hangover with Trestman. I was just my last year here or with the Bears was Jay's first year. So I played 1 year with Jay, and he threw 26. Y'all can fact check.
Yeah,
27 touchdowns, 26
and
picks.
26 interceptions.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 1-1.
It's basically,
and he got $100 million after. I was like, whoa, hold on. That's how we doing it? Like, damn. All right. God dang, like this dude. But I mean, I was excited. When I heard about the trade, I was excited because we haven't had a guy that talented at the quarterback position ever. That is why I don't understand why the fans aren't crazy over this kid coming out of USC. The kid is, I mean, I haven't done a breakdown of him, but all the pros that do these breakdowns year over year seem to think he's the next Mahomes. I'm gonna pump the brakes on that, but if he's just pretty damn good, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think we're all our brains are fried.
Yeah,
you know, because we bought into Justin Fields. I got a guy at number 11, and we saw flashes last year and flashes here and there this year.
Like you can't even play the Stroud game because we were so happy with what we were coming into this season because he was so good the year prior. You know, so that's why it's hard. But you're right.
It is
the end of the year. I'd say the end of the year because if we were blinded, I think, because if you really look at it, let's get this out there. How do you really feel about Mitchell Trubisky? Because he threw for 2,000 yards more than Justin Fields in his first 3 years. So if you really think about how you feel about Trubisky, why do you feel so great about what's going on now? It's not like we're winning. Yeah. Mitch actually went to the playoffs. We're 10-28 with Jay Fields. Is it all his fault? No. But I did 4. I did mine and a few other. I ain't gonna put them on my wife. I did her fantasy league. Listen, I didn't draft one receiver from Houston, not one. Did y'all?
Can you even
I didn't
name
know who
one?
the guys were.
Yeah.
Can you even name one?
Yeah, Tank down, Nico Collins.
Nico Collins.
No,
Nico Collins,
before
yeah.
the
They came
season,
on.
They
before
came
the
on
season.
for sure.
Yeah, before I had no idea who he was.
I had
before
no
the
idea.
season. Yeah.
No idea who they were. CJ made them who they were. Like CJ Stroud did that. And we need a guy like that. We need a guy that can help make these guys better. I don't remember anybody talking about Dobbs. I don't remember anybody talking about Wicks. But that damn guy, that Green Bay guy out there, he makes these guys look like they can go. Okay? So can we get a guy? Can we get a guy?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Like,
Never really been able
I'm not
to, so
impressed with
probably
running
not.
21 miles an hour, although that is impressive. Running 21 miles an hour for 6'3", 230 is super impressive. But for my quarterback, not really impressed with that. I want you to be able to throw the football, and we're talking 38 starts and having over 225 yards 6 times. This is insane. Come on. Joshua Dobbs had 4 or 5 this year.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Come on. Come on.
my brain is so broken about the quarterback that I almost want to trade out, get more picks, maybe trade Fields too, and just get a bunch of guys on defense. Like, just forget about offense.
Get Kyle Orton in the 4th round or whatever.
Bring
it
me
was.
back to 2005 and 6, and let's just play defense and hit guys in the mouth and hope for big plays. And who cares about all? Let's just try to run the ball and play defense. Be the Chicago Bears again.
Tell you what, if we can get a left tackle, because I go back and forth with this. Do you take Caleb Williams and deal with Braxton at left tackle, or do you trade back like what you're saying, and you go with a guy like Jaden Daniels, but you can also get Joe Alt?
Yeah.
Because you like that left tackle when Houston played, because Houston's offense, now let's get this right. The Bears offense, and like I said, always like fact check me, but the Bears offense was like 22nd, 23rd in the league. Houston's offensive line was 18th or 19th in the league. What makes the difference? That quarterback. And they got a hell of a left tackle in Jeremy Tunsil.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't hear Myles Garrett's name in the game.
Yeah, good
I
point.
didn't hear his name.
Good point.
Tunsil was a monster. But then I send that tweet, and Olin hits me back. He's like, well, hell, he's also the highest paid left tackle too, so you got to get a real one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get a real left tackle. So, yeah, so we need a real guy at left tackle. We can leave him on an island by himself and turn the protection the other way. We ain't got to worry about him. When we talk about Braxton for our team, we bring up PFF. Well, in PFF, he's top 5 in this. He's top 5 in this. And when you bring up Trent Williams, nobody brings up PFF.
Yeah, it's just obvious.
Nobody gives a damn. Like, he's Trent Williams. That's who he is. Like, he's one of the best left tackles, period. I don't care what PFF says.
A bunch of people use PFF as a crutch for like making excuses for a player when it's obvious just by eyeballs. Like, they do this in every sport now. They do it in hockey. I know you've heard them bet, but they do it in baseball with like all the advanced analytics. Sometimes a player, all he is just a good fucking football player. I don't have the eyeballs to tell me if that's Braxton Jones or not, but I'm not going to just be like, oh, look at PFF. It says he's good, you know?
I've been banging that drum. I'm right there. I've been banging that drum with you, Alex. I mean, I think he's solid. I think he's done he's exceeded expectations for the late round pick coming out of Southern
State for
rounder,
sure, right? Yeah.
You know, for sure.
Yep.
But like, is he elite? He's not elite, you know. And you have an opportunity to possibly get someone elite. You really got to think about it. You got to it's a tough decision for Poles. So I guess we'll end on this, Alex. So it's pretty clear if you're Ryan Poles, you're going with Caleb Williams. If some fantasy land they back out of Eberflus, who's your guy at head coach?
Oh man. And I'm getting Caleb Williams. I'm getting Ben Johnson.
Okay.
Well, okay.
All right. So
I want Ben Johnson.
He's ahead of Harbaugh for you then, huh?
Yeah, I'm not. He played there. Okay. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not impressed with his offenses that he's been over. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with his what receiver has come out of Michigan the last 10 years?
Nico Collins.
Oh, okay. I just found out who the hell he was this year.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I didn't know he went to
know,
Yeah, he's a Michigan guy. Yeah.
I watch
really
a lot
don't know.
of
I don't know about Harbaugh, man. I think he's a lot like how is he much different than Eberflus? How is he much different than Frank Wright?
Yeah.
Like,
I think he wins everywhere, and like I said, I've given up on throwing the ball. So if Harbaugh wants to play 2 tight ends and run it 80% of the time and play defense, more power to you. I love it. Sign me up.
If that's what we're gonna do, then I'm not drafting Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna get Harbaugh, I'm not drafting Caleb Williams. I'm not drafting Caleb Williams to hand the ball or to throw the ball 15 times a game, 20 times a game. I'm not doing that. No. I want him to be the guy. So obviously I want a running game too, but I want him to be able to spin the football. So no, I don't. I would much rather I just go wait and draft a bunch of talent, and then I just team him up with J.J. McCarthy. He seems to like him pretty good.
Yeah, right. All right then, Alex.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
It was, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're the man. It's great to finally chop it up. And seriously, next time you're in town, we gotta
have you.
Open door over here for you.
Absolutely. I got to come through, man. I got to come through.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Anything you want to get out there, too, before we wrap up? Social handles or whatever?
No, man, I'm good. I mean,
all right.
I'll be on.
It's Alex
time,
Brown.
You know? I'm that dude. You know,
he's that dude.
Follow your boy.
Yeah.
All right, check. Thanks, Alex, dude. Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it, guys. Yep.
That was great, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is awesome. I love this shit. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are fucking nuts.
Alex, I have lost my mind. I've talked about J.J. McCarthy. I don't know which way is up, and I just want someone to tell me what to do.
Well, Alex, the great thing is about this interview is you just basically took everything I've been saying for the last, 18 weeks right out of my mouth and put it into yours. So.
You said it a lot more
eloquently and without as much hostility.
You're more articulate. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do, but if I was a GM, I want Ben Johnson. If I can't get Ben Johnson, then keeping Eberflus, they're gonna get Kubiak's son.
Yeah,
that's the target, right?
Yeah,
but you're gonna have to replace that in 2 years or make him a head coach. So this is how our 2 years are gonna go, and we're gonna be stressed like hell. Because we're not going to know if we're going to be able to keep our OC or not, right? So, and then you got to come to the realization that you got to fire Eberflus and make somebody head coach, which will be very uncomfortable. It's like doing that. So, I don't know. If I was the GM, though, I'm taking – if Caleb Williams, if he pans out, I'm fucking taking it. I'm sorry. I'm taking it. Yes.
I'm there.
You're there?
He's good. He's good. I don't know if he's special. But he'd have to blow me away. Nah, he ain't got to blow me away. Because I know I'm done with our current quarterback. Yeah. I said this week, too. I've seen enough. Like, truly, I've seen enough. He can't win. Like, he can't.
He doesn't see it.
Like, this kid had 6. He had 3, like, legit NFL receivers in college.
Yeah.
And didn't win it? And you're supposed to be good?
I'm a Northwestern fan. Northwestern tore him apart in the Big Ten championship, and I was very vocal. I'm like, this guy's not it. And he was bad that game. Your boy at Notre Dame tore him apart. Picked him twice.
I don't know, man. It kills me, man. I like the kid. I think he's going to be great. I think think's going to happen. It's going to fuck with me. That I shouldn't say fuck and then add this onto it, but God's really going to punish me here because I live literally 3 miles from Atlanta's training facility, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna trade him to Atlanta, and I'm gonna fucking run into him in a Publix, and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck, man?"
On his way to a Pro Bowl, probably. Yeah, once he's down there.
Right.
Yeah.
To a Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Like but he can because when we do that RPO with him now, nobody fucking cares if you give it to Herbert.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a damn.
Right.
Give it to Herbert.
Yeah.
Don't give it to him. If he comes down here and he does that with Bijan Robinson, holy shit, you better respond or Bijan Robinson gonna hit his head on the goalpost. Yeah. If you're able to stop Bijan and able to stop him from going the other way, DJ Moore's 5'11". Here they got
Pitts, Drake London.
and they got London.
Yeah,
They're
just
6'4", 6'5".
They could
He
chuck
don't
it.
have to be
6'8",
crazy
isn't he?
accurate
yeah.
with that. So
another
I
good
actually
point.
think this is a great spot for him. And everybody in Chicago is going to kill me and say, see, I told you so. It's like, fucker. We don't have what they have.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have it. We don't have that. We have little itty-bitty ass receivers. That's what we have. We don't have Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey anymore.
It's true.
Oh man, but he's gonna do well. I think he'll do well here, but I don't know how long it'll last. I mean, they pay him $180, $200 million, and then they get 2 years out of him. I mean, do you really want that? You know? So
Yeah.
I don't want that for my Bears.
I think this is wrong, but Mel Kiper said that he thinks the Bears could get the 8th pick for Justin Fields.
I hope so.
Then it's like
yeah.
sprint to make that trade.
You sprint to make that trade.
Having 1, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Sure, imagine.
So then you get
8 and 9.
you get your quarterback, whoever they decide is the best. Joe Alt, and then maybe Brock Bowers too. So then you have
could
two
fucking
great.
take those two.
I'm trading 8 and 9. Trade up. Then you get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr.
There you go. Or that.
See, I'd rather go the other
You
way.
have a
I'd
lot.
rather go the other way.
Give my left tackle.
I
Give
know.
trade your 8 in a second. Because trade your 8 in a second, or 8 in a third rounder. Move up to like 5, and get your quarterback of the future, your left tackle of the future, and then make a decision if you want to get Odunze or Turner or something like that with the number 9.
So you're an alt guy?
Turner would be nice too.
You're an alt guy over that. Oh, sorry.
If we walk away with Caleb Williams, fucking Turner, and all, come on, man.
Yeah, Joe Alt's a beast.
Yeah. Oh God, we should be having a blast, having a party in Chicago.
Oh man.
I think you just
You
spoke
got
it
it
into existence.
All right, let's make a pact here. No one talks shit about Justin Fields. We just got to artificially keep that stock up.
Yeah.
Everyone say how what a great guy he
keep that
is.
stock going
He's got
up.
a big
Yes.
arm. He runs a 4.3. I don't know if you heard that. Atlanta probably want him.
That read
Atlanta
option.
wants it. He's 15. He grew up 15 minutes
Yeah.
from Atlanta's from Atlanta's like stadium. So he is. They love him here. All the fans I talk to, they want him. They don't want to give up the 8th pick, but their question is going to be: do you think Penix is better? Like, because that's who you're going to get.
Right.
And do you think Bo Nix is better? Because that's who's going to be there.
Bo
at
Nix
your
is
8th
not better. I
don't think so.
I'm convinced that Bo Nix.
No, he's
Penix
not.
might be.
Penix might be, but Penix got 2 artificial knees.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you want to.
And he's like fucking 30 already.
Yeah.
He's old.
It's nuts. Like, but he does win, and Lance likes Penix, and I don't really, but he does win everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Like he really does. The
Do you
kid
guys,
wins.
do you guys from the Lovey era, we'll call it, do you guys have like a group chat talking about like the same shit we're talking about right now? Like,
Yes, I have a 97. So my class of 97 at Florida with Jesse Palmer and all those fuckers. Like, yes, we have one, and then like
it's almost bachelor season.
Only like 15 of us on the Bears thing. So it's not the team, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like me, Peanut,
Mhm.
Double A. Double A wasn't even on that 16, but he's on the chat, right? Briggs. Like, so yeah, we all text and talk, and like we shoot the shit, but we also check up on each other, man.
Yeah.
Because like we see guys the other day, yesterday, Ronald Powell, he went to University of Florida, that's why I know him, but he passed away, and it's like there's a lot of guys, man, that's just leaving this world, man. Like we need to talk to each other, make sure we're doing okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that part's scary, and it fucking sucks, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then y'all see the show, like for year after year, Briggs just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, listen, like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? Like, we got to get on it. Like, and we're so close, like we can have those conversations, right? It's like, man, we got to get on it, man, because you're like your heart, bro. Like, let's go, do anything. I don't give a fuck what you do, anything. stop drinking a gallon of sweet tea a day. Shit, like don't do that.
Well, you were one of the big uglies. You were a down lineman, on the defense side of the ball.
Yeah,
we've been told that all the fat guys get skinny and all the skinny guys get fat.
You were never really fat.
No, I know. You were never fat,
but
but you were a lineman.
My first 2 years, I got up. So I came in from Florida. I was 252. My first 2 years with Greg Bloch and what was the head coach's name? Fuck.
Before Lovey?
It was, right before Lovey.
Turner?
It was
Dick Duran.
Right,
Yeah.
Dick Duran. I was 285.
Ooh.
And Jerry Angelo calls me into the office, like coming up right around week 11 or 12. It's like, Alex, I got your film on from Florida. Where's all that quickness go? Motherfucker, it left when you made me gain 30 pounds. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm pissed off. Like, I hate this shit. Like, what are we doing? Because when I came here, Brian Robinson was here and Phillip Daniels. They're 6'5", 300.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not that guy. I can't play like that. The best case for me was being big and learning how to play with my hands, and because we never had to at Florida. We're fucking 21-0. Let's rush the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's what we did. So, but I get to the Bears, and I got to learn how to use my hands and shit. Can't run anymore, so fuck. Let me just use my hands, hold up this tackle so Urlacher can make 200 tackles. And then Lovey comes, and then Lovey's like, on the phone, legit. Lovey calls me. I'm in Puerto Rico, a fucking Corona in my hand, chilling at the beach. And Lovey's like, Alex, I'm watching the film, and we're going to need you down. It's like, all right, cool. When? It's like, when you get back? Well, where you want me at? 250? I think that's, coach, I'm 284. You want me in 2 months?
Dump that beer in the sand next
put the
to you.
daiquiris down. Yeah.
Exactly what I did. I poured that shit out. The next day, I'm on the highway. It's 110 in damn Puerto Rico. I'm on the highway stretching, and my son is right there beside me. He's 22 now. So he's stretching. That was the first day back of me getting to that. I was 265 in 04. When I came back, I was like 265. I lost a little bit. But then in 05, when I got back to like 250, my claim to fame, I'm not a Hall of Famer. I thought I was a decent player.
Yeah.
But I did convince one fucking reporter, one guy that had a vote, that I was the defensive player of the year over Urlacher in 2005.
Yeah, I was on your page here. It does mark it on your Pro Football Reference that you got a vote.
Hell yeah. I got one vote. One motherfucker thought I was better than Urlacher. I'm like, that's it. I
would take that. I would rub that.
So I appreciate it. Like,
that's amazing.
Shit, no, it was great, man. It was great. It was a lot of fun. We didn't know though. We thought we'd go back after 06, right?
Yeah.
We thought we'd go back. Like, fuck it. We just gonna fucking go back. And so we were arrogant, like good. And then shit just didn't play out the same way. Like, weren't playing as good. And then Ron Rivera leaves. And nobody thought it meant anything. That after that year, I tell Lovey, I walk in his office, Lovey, I will see you at training camp. Because I'm not fucking coming to shit. I'm not a fucking backup on any team, let alone this team. I'm not coming to anything. I'm not going. So, no, Alex, you can't do that. Nope. You won't see me. I'm just telling you, like, I'm not coming. I get a call, and my agent calls me, and I signed a new, like, 2-year, $17 million. I don't fucking know. What, I had 4 sacks that year? You gave me an extension? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, no, like, that, I was dead set. I was like, fuck Chicago, I'm out of here. Like, I wanted to be gone at that point. That was the only time I wanted to leave. And then the only time I didn't root for the Bears was 2010 in the NFC Championship. I'm not saying I rooted for Green Bay. All I'm saying is that I didn't root for the Bears because it is hard for me to swallow the pill of you cut me and you got better. Fuck that. No, hell no. Yeah. Like that hurts.
Yeah, I get
but
that.
They did add when people don't fucking do that. Urlacher was hurt the year before and they added. So they added Urlacher because we didn't have him the year before and Julius Peppers. Yeah. You had 2 all-pro fucking guys, 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, yeah, you're gonna be better. So I thought they had a chance to win it that year.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Cuddy doesn't get hurt.
That's my favorite Crooch story. We had him in here a year or two ago, and he said he went into the office after the 2009 season and was like, "Hey, like I need help on this offensive line." Like, and Lovey's like, "Hey, well, we got money. Like, don't worry, big fella. We're gonna get you help. We're all in the same thing together." He went out and got Julius Peppers instead. Left Crooch on an island by himself. Yeah,
they were there.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm thinking they're there the night like free agency starts. So they fly there the day before, so they're there early.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, they really at $90 million. Shit, okay. Now, somebody make $90 million. Well, there's a hard salary cap in the NFL.
Yep.
So
somebody's got to go.
Somebody got to go.
Yeah.
So I work out at the facility. If I didn't go to Puerto Rico during that time, I work out at the facility. So I'm there. I'm working out. And if you remember, there's a defensive end that Gaines Adams, right?
Yeah.
So Gaines Adams passed away in that offseason. I want to say it was that offseason just before the 10 year. I think it was before that 10 years. So in that offseason, I'm at the facility, I'm talking to Lovey, and then I'm talking to the D coordinator, and these guys are like, "Hey man, yeah, we're good. Just come on back up next week," because I think it was a Friday. But come on back up next week, and we'll continue like putting in new stuff, and we'd love to hear what you think. Before I could get to the gate, I don't know if y'all have ever been to Hallis Hall, but before I could get to the gate, my agent called me like, "Alex, they're gonna either cut you or release you." It's like, what are you talking about? I just fucking talked to Lovey. It's April 1st, so it's April Fool's Day. I'm thinking he's fucking with me, right? It's like, nah, come on, man. Like, no way. I mean, there's no chance. I just talked to them. And lo and behold, like for the next 15 minutes, I bullshit you not, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like I dropped my phone and I'm just fucking driving. Because I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
But I take pride in that, in a few things in the NFL that I never missed a game.
Impressive, yes.
My very first game, I didn't dress against Minnesota, but I wasn't hurt. Like I guess I wasn't good enough to play. And then every game after that, I played. So I like to say that I didn't miss a game due to injury my entire career. And the Bears got rid of me. They had to bring in Julius Peppers. He's a fucking Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Saints got rid of me. They had to bring in Cam Jordan. It's another Hall of Famer. So in order to get rid of your boy,
you just gotta, be one of the all-time greats.
There's a level you gotta break it.
You were like a pro's pro. Yeah. Like that's, like you always put them out there on the edge and felt good about it.
You knew exactly what, I never realized it. Starting 16 games out of 16 games,
it's pretty rare.
I mean, like, and you even said that you were basically a starter in the 1 year you didn't start the 16 game. That's as impressive as it gets.
Oh yeah.
Especially in that league.
And Wale and I used to be pissed. Well, I used to be pissed because Wale would get the 10 sacks. I'd get 6. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm going against this left tackle. Left tackle, everybody knows, is the best fucking offensive lineman on every team. You come over here and get some Orlando Pace. You come over here and get some you come get some of these guys. These guys are unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
How they move and it's like, fuck, man. Like, come over here. Stop messing with those boys on the right side. Although we have a really good right tackle now. I think he's
a stud. He's a stud.
We had pregame passes. Really, they gave us pregame field passes for that Packers game up in Lambeau. And it was like, and the D line were warming up right where we were standing. It's like, how is this? Like, this is a whole different type of person. Like, seeing those guys are so big and strong, but fast as hell, too. Like, the way Montez Sweat, even that Gervon Dexter, Florida boy.
Yeah.
He's huge, but he can move. It seems
limber,
like he can move.
I don't know what he ran, but I'm pretty sure it's like 4.9, something like that.
Okay.
Like, imagine 6'2", 305, 310, Tommy Harris running a 4.6.
He was a freak.
Listen, like they were fucking nuts. Like these guys were, like, that's why we were fucking good.
You guys were so fun to watch,
dude. Yeah.
We were so good, and we had some. There's some guys out there that can fucking go, but we don't have right now currently on this team. We don't have the quick twitch guys.
Yeah.
When you watch film, when the ball moves, who the fuck moves with the ball? Nobody. Like nobody goes.
Yeah.
Sweat beats his guy, but Sweat he's just bigger and longer than that guy. He just beats him. The quick twitch guy is that guy's off the ball when the ball goes
gone.
Well, that was Rowe. That was Rowe.
Yeah,
that
was Rowe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So those guys can go, man. Yeah, we need more of those guys. I think Turner can be one of those guys. I think we need a 3 technique on the inside. I pray that the 95 from Kansas City is available after this year.
Chris Jones,
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a freak too.
Please. Like if we get him and Turner, I'm good.
Yeah.
Leave everything else the same. Throw everything on offense. Throw everything at the offense at that point. Because we're gonna win the division if we get him. Because he's gonna clear up everything that Sweat didn't.
Yeah.
He's gonna make everything else better. You gotta sign Jalen Johnson, but Jalen Johnson ended up being, I'm gonna use PFF. Ended up being the fucking top corner in the fucking league.
No, he's a good player.
He's one of us.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
Yeah.
But even like I'm not even thinking like, okay, but there's a few corners I'd take over him. Like shit. Like
it feels like he doesn't have like those Bears teams that you were on, they always took the ball away. Like they were so special. Even in 18, like Eddie Jackson, like those defenses were making Khalil Mack. They were taking the ball away. This defense is just like, you know, we'll force a 3 and out, and maybe you'll punt, but they don't have like those game breakers that are going to make
where it's like, okay, we're getting a fucking pick this series, and there's nothing that they can do to stop it.
And with your teams, it'd be like the team could have like 1st and goal from the 1. You'd be like, I think we got him.
We got it.
I think we'll make a play.
That's the truth. You knew that they at least had a shot.
Something.
Yeah, they're going to do something.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to do something. We don't know who's going to do it, but somebody's going to do something. We're going to get this fucking ball.
Yeah.
But that's what we believe. And you hear us saying a lot. Like every time I do a show every week with Jason Goff, and he always tells me, he's like, don't give me that bullshit about defending every blade of grass, because he used to hear it. And that's how we talk. We talk, it was defend every blade of grass. If you really think about the fucking football field, every blade of grass we got to defend. That's fucking nuts. Like what?
Yeah.
And that's how we thought about it. It was defend every. I don't give a fuck. That's not our job. The offense. Our job is wherever we get the pleasure of taking the field, we shut that offense down.
Yeah.
You make them attempt the field goal, and then you block that shit. That's how we were. It was nuts, man. Like it was stressful as hell because
you had to be perfect.
Here, like I said earlier, we scored 21 points a game. 21 points in the first quarter at Florida. I get here, it's 13-3. You got to win, and I'm like, holy shit. Okay. We make one mistake and it's like ball game. Like we played Detroit one of my earlier. We played Detroit, 03, 04. They fucking kicked 4 field goals. We lost 12-10. What? Like how? The Tampa Bay came to. We played that season in Champaign.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay came to Champaign. They kicked 5 field goals. We lost 15-0.
I remember that one too.
15-0. They went and won the Super Bowl, so that's against the Super Bowl team.
Yep.
We lost 15-0. We couldn't score points. Just could not do it. But it did not affect that 05 team. And I'm gonna say this, I'm glad you're still recording, because these folks, man, I wish our 05 team got more respect for what we were able to do. And I think Lovey fucked us on that Minnesota game. We gave up 30 in that Minnesota game, last game of the season.
Yeah.
The game doesn't mean anything because we're still going to be the number 2 seed. If we give up 18 or less, we break the 85 Bears record.
Wow.
That's how good we were.
Yeah.
And people don't associate us with that. Had we broke that, people would.
Yeah, well, we weren't around for that 85 one, so it's like our dad's talking about it, But like that team, like when I close my eyes and think of that team, I think of like that game against the Arizona Cardinals. Like that, that's for sure. That's like my Bears, and that was like, well, the defense is just going to win this game by themselves.
Yeah,
they're going to score all the points.
Right, we'll take it from here. Yeah,
Matt Leiner's never going to be the same. And Hester's going to make a couple plays, and that is when I think of those Bears, like that's the game I think of. And it's like that's as dominant. I think earlier I have like 20 tackles in that game.
22 something absurd.
Yes.
So
that 15-0 game was Henry Burris. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Henry. Listen, hey, fucking crazy fun fact here that it very well could happen. Henry Burris, like we sit here and laugh at him. That motherfucker could have a bus in the Pro Football Hall of Fame right next to Joe Montana.
In Canada, right?
What?
He's the greatest Canadian. It's like him and
he
Doug
was
Flutie.
Unbelievable in Canada.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame, not necessarily the NFL Hall of Fame. So
that's a good
you
point.
could go from being a Canadian player. And it's like, what the fuck is that? No. He can't be by Joe Montana and Joe Namath and all them boys.
Like we ran that experiment in the United States. He's not a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Right. Agreed. Man. Hey, man. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for
man.
Sorry we hijacked it for like an hour now.
No,
yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Appreciate
I appreciate
you,
it.
man.
Let's do it again soon, though.
Yeah, I would love that.
For sure. Thanks, Alex.
For sure.
All right, so we're back. We're just going to put a bow on the show here, and then we could get out of here. Big news at the United Center was they had like some sort of reunion that I wasn't even really aware
It was not publicized well. It was not a reunion. It was they were doing their Ring of Honor. So, it's everybody who was anybody for the Bulls for forever. So
they were all invited.
Yeah.
Nobody went.
Yeah, some guys did video. Like Jordan did a video.
I didn't even know he did that.
Yeah, he did a video, but Pippen did nothing. So
Rodman got caught in the snow. He said he couldn't make it.
Yeah,
Longley was there. I saw Phil Jackson was there.
Yeah.
And then obviously the headline news was that the Bulls fans who were in attendance booed Jerry Krause's widow when they showed her on the Jumbotron. I read your blog and I didn't really understand it, Dave. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on that because I guess I kind of disagree. But I'd like you to articulate yourself first.
Okay. Obviously, considering the state of the Chicago Bulls specifically and Chicago sports as a whole, Chicago fans are very fed up. Obviously, I would imagine, I'll use myself as an example. My hatred for the White Sox is bleeding over into the Bears. My misery just seeps into other teams. Chicago fans are pissed off, and rightfully so right now as a whole. And when you show, the boogeyman that broke down the what we grab onto the most, the 1990 Bulls, the guy that broke that team down on the Jumbotron with his, obviously you want to honor him for building that team, but everybody in Chicago hates that guy. What did you think was going to happen when his wife was on there? Like, you got to assume the worst. You got to assume that they're going to boo her, and it's unfortunate that that's the case, but you have to make that assumption. It should have never happened. Bulls fans who did boo, that's an abhorrent action that went down, but whoever was in charge of running that had to have known that was the only thing that the fans were going to do. They were going to boo. And that's on you for being idiots for putting her in that position, that was what was going to happen. It's unfortunate that that's what was going to happen. I wish I had more faith in humanity than that, but that was the only thing that was going to happen, and they're idiots for doing it.
I guess I just disagree where you think any recent, lack of success relates to this at all. To me, it more equates
he's been
to
gone for 20 years.
Or he's been booed relentlessly since, and the last dance
obviously is
too.
Into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's the only thing I disagree with is I don't think the current state of the franchise has much to do with it.
I think it has a lot to do with it. Chicago fans are fucking pissed, and they're going to direct their anger.
I don't think so.
Something.
I think.
And if it were Jerry Reinsdorf, if he would have had the balls to get, which he wouldn't have, if he would have, it would have been him.
But he would have been booed for that because people are mad about the state of the franchise because he still has something to do with it.
I get what you're saying. I'm saying it's a collection of all of that put together, and it should have never happened, and the Bulls should have never, ever... Jerry Krause is hated in Chicago. You mention Jerry Krause's name, it's going to get booed. It's unfortunate that they were like, oh, let's throw his widow on there. Like, what were you thinking to do that?
It's a weird thing because obviously Jerry Krause is going to get booed, especially everybody locked up during COVID watched a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you're choosing to do a Ring of Honor, he has to be honored.
Of course.
And it's if anything, they should have done a better job, maybe post-production as the Bulls, if they knew they were going to do this, to like kind of tell a different version of history, a different story about Jerry Krause and how instrumental he was, or whatever, to kind of balance the scales. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think if I was in the stadium or anybody in this room would have been like openly booing a dead guy's wife. Like, I just think that was like.
Can I say one thing to maybe defend those fans in attendance? And like, listen, they shouldn't boo Jerry Krause. They
might not have even known.
That's what I'm saying, because it was a still of him first, and then it flipped to her.
It bled over.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'll defend those people. I don't think they were booing a widow. But
I hope
still,
not.
Point being, Jerry Krause should probably stop being booed in this town regardless. And I think this, in a fucked up way, in a wrongful way, is a good step towards that happening.
I would,
I don't think he gets
got
booed
hit rock bottom to start going upward.
Yeah.
I
guarantee you bring her back for their next home game. She's getting a standing ovation.
She's getting a queen's welcome. Yeah. And she should. But I just think that like they have to have more brains to think that like.
Yeah,
it's not their fault, but like they should have thought things through better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why they're doing this. Like, they already have banners for everybody. You know, like, why do
they're not struggling for attendance?
If you're doing this, you better make sure that 23 and 33 are there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the
like
main
no
thing.
one else
91.
even matters. Yeah. So
and that's the thing. Like, if you pick a date and he can't do that date, you find a date where he could do it.
Yeah.
Granted, I just think that Michael,
he probably wouldn't.
I've resigned to the fact that he's just never coming back. Especially he didn't come back for the All-Star game.
Yeah, and why January of 2024 of all times to do it?
Did he come back for the All-Star? He popped in. No. Where did he? Oh, he popped in a different one. Then I forgot where he popped in.
He hasn't really been here. He used to go to like the Hawks games and sit in the during the run. He would sit up there with a jersey, like, so he's been to the United Center since he retired, but it's
2022 he was there. So
okay,
correct. He wasn't at this one in 2020.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like it just feels. It's not like it's like a big anniversary because they didn't win it in '94. You know, so. It's almost like it's why now of all time to even do it. So
yeah, it felt like having a random like 13-year high school reunion.
Yeah,
like it has to fall on 10, 20, whatever.
Yeah.
I also I didn't see like what kind of fans were booing. I'll say the booing probably doesn't happen if Last Dance doesn't come out. And two, if you're gonna put him on the jumbotron, I think you need to lead with the widow of Jerry Krause is here in his honor or whatever. Simple fixes.
Yeah. And like, you know, he did break it up, but he also put it together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
That was one of those things.
So I mean, he's just a villain in a story, and people are like, oh yeah, fuck, it was probably like 20-something-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all those fans shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, true.
They were rightful for getting called out by Stacey King and Steve Kerr and everyone else.
Yeah.
I do think next time it will be corrected.
Yeah.
I believe
so.
It will be corrected.
Yeah.
No one was booing the widow.
No,
that's crazy.
But that's how she took it though.
Right.
And that's what matters. So the process that led to that was fucking horrible.
Yes, agreed. Lead with that's the widow, show her picture first, show him after. That even make more sense.
I also don't even know if like you need to bring the widow. Like,
yeah.
You know,
they're going to hear like if
well, you don't need to show.
You know
her,
what?
I guess.
Yeah, I honestly think if it was halftime and she was at center court and they said the widow of Jerry Krause, I think she probably would have gotten booed. Unfortunately,
I don't know.
I could see Dave booing the widow of Jerry Reinsdorf.
No, I wouldn't do that. If they said the Jerry Reinsdorf, like, and it's been 10 years since he passed, I'd fucking boo the shit out of him. Fuck yeah, I would. Yeah. I don't care about his wife though.
I don't know.
And it's also one of those things where you're like, you do get those people who you're just conditioned to boo. So I don't think people see it and they just jump in on the dog pile and it's like, boo, of course we're supposed to.
Like I said, he was made to be a villain in that doc. You hear that name, like imagine be like, now the widow of Darth Vader. You're immediately like, boo.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the guy from fucking Space Jam was based on him.
Yeah,
the like leader of the Monstars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I'm trying to think of someone who kind of had a redemption arc.
Like that?
Yeah, and it's
Cuddy
like
kind of has a little bit.
Kinda, but I'm trying to think of there's definitely a better example.
You say
out
color?
there. Yeah, where a guy
little
who
bit.
like
That's a
got
good example,
booed and he
though.
like made like.
Well, I mean, the classic one is Bill Buckner with the Red Sox. Like, after they won it, they invited him back. I don't know, it's however many years later, and this is a guy who I think he talked about being like suicidal over what happened in
I'm sure it was, yeah.
86. And then they brought him back, and he got a great standing ovation, and then he I think he died. Not
Yeah, that's
long off
a decent example. Yeah, where it's like there's no need to boo him anymore. I think Krauser,
Right.
it's like you got to realize too,
They tried to do that with Bartman, or have tried, or are trying.
Yeah.
he would be the one.
No, he's getting booed every time.
Oh, you
Not
think
anymore.
so?
No,
I don't
no,
think-
no.
I
Well,
don't
but no
think
one has
so.
seen him. Like the first time seeing him, you're gonna have some suppressed memories
seen
coming
him.
out. You've seen him?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Where?
He used to come into my uncle's Acura dealership all the time, and then after it happened,
Bobby?
never again. Mm-hmm.
Bobby Williams.
Big chief guy, Bobby Williams.
Wait, why would he go to the
I saw
dealership
that
all
damn
the time?
Steve Bartman the other day.
That's where he would get his car serviced.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
probably his hero, Bartman.
And
Bartman.
I don't feel bad because I'm sure it's changed since then, but I swear to God, I remember this. My uncle said his license plate was just Bartman. That was his license
Very
plate. Yep.
discreet. Where did you see him, Eddie?
There's 0% chance. I
Can't say.
didn't see him in person. Put it that
Okay.
way.
FaceTime.
I saw a recent picture of him.
Getty Images.
How's he look?
Wait,
Older.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. That happened 20 years ago.
Oh, he probably aged 40.
Yeah. And how old was he there?
23 years. Yeah.
He's in his 40s for sure. At least.
Why are you being
least.
secretive about this? Where did you see this?
I don't want to get the guy in trouble. I can't get the guy in trouble. I told you. I saw a picture of him. Just leave it at that.
You can't say. I mean, this guy's been like in witness protection for 2 decades. You can't say you've seen a picture of him and then just leave it at that.
He's breaking the golden rule of podcasting, Dave.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really, though. I literally said all I needed to say.
You didn't show me the picture.
Stooley sent me a picture of him. I'll show you the picture.
But what's incriminating about it?
I can't tell you how he got the picture.
What setting was he in? His work?
Can you work on him for me right now, please? Because he's not going to listen to me.
I think maybe Ed's got a longer term vision here. Maybe in 2030, Bartman comes in here.
Yeah, maybe is that what it is?
Yeah, of course. All right. We could wrap it at that.
I don't know that I want to.
Hawks signed.
That's a cliffhanger.
Hawks re-signed 2 guys.
Oh,
Sick.
it's
Yeah.
awesome. Sweet.
Back to Bartman.
Now about that picture.
Can we ask, was it like a professional picture, like he was posing for work, or was it like a... Okay,
exactly.
okay.
That's
okay.
why I don't want to.
Okay.
That's why I don't want to get the guy who sent it to me in trouble.
Ed's seen
So is
his,
it like a
his-
LinkedIn
He's seen his
picture?
corporate ID badge.
That's what
Did he
it is.
change his?
That's exactly what it is.
Coming soon.
And his name's still Steve Bartman.
I think I don't know.
I mean, it's not like Joe Smith.
yeah, it's
you know?
definitely his name has not changed now.
Steve Bartman's a pretty easy name to remember.
Yeah, he would have had to change his license plate too. Then.
There's no
Yeah.
way it's his license plate.
I swear to God, he told me that. I swear to God.
I swear to God, Dave, I looked at his license plate and it was his last name.
All right,
We can't find this guy.
that's the show. Thanks to Alex Brown, the man. See you guys next week.